right, Devin, in our ending segment, it's going to be a shorter one this week, but we're going to talk about, since it's Gamescom next week, which is one of the biggest video game conferences of the year. You've got the Game Awards in December is probably the biggest one, and then Gamescom, Summer Games Fest. Those are probably the three biggest ones. And so there will probably be some announcements and release date stuff, and there's a bit of like excitement for the future of video games. So I thought it would be fun if we just talked about the three games that we're most excited to play between now and the end of the year. I think all of the ones that we chose either have a release date or have been confirmed that they are coming out before the end of the year. I have a fourth one that I'm excited about, but I think they're going to push it to next year. And I think there's two of those. So maybe we'll start with those and then we'll go into our number threes, twos, and ones. So it's top three from two people. So a top six, I don't know.
Top
Most
six list.
hyped with the hype games,
Yeah.
video games that are coming out this fall. Okay, so for the honorable mentions, my one that I'm very excited for is Metroid Prime 4. Comes to Switch and Switch 2. With Switch 2, you can use like the mouse controls for the gun, which is kind of crazy.
Very strange.
Hopefully it still plays well with that. You don't have to, but you can. It's being made by Retro Studios, who made Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and I think they may have made one of the other Metroid games, if I'm not mistaken. And because it's being made by them, I have very high expectations. I think it'll be really great. That one is supposed to be this year. They said 2025, but they haven't talked about it, I think, since January or February. So it's August. What's today? The 16th. I don't think, unless they talk about it at Gamescom next week, I don't think it will come out this year. But the other one is Judas. And yes. I know, Devin, that was probably your honorable mention.
It was.
Kind of the follow-up to BioShock from the creator of BioShock, Ken Levine. It's supposed to be this year as well. Excuse me. But they haven't said anything in a while. So unless, again, it's at this show next week and then releases within a couple of months from the show, I don't think it's coming out this year either. So, couple honorable mentions. Okay, now let's get into our top three most anticipated or hyped games of this fall. I will say, just going in, my three are very much like smaller indie games. It's kind of crazy because there's some big games coming out this fall as well. It'll be interesting to see if you have any smaller indie games on yours as well. But Devin, do you want to kick us off with your number three? Or do you want me to go first?
Number three, my lord. Yes, yeah. I do.
Cool.
My number three is Silent Hill F. I had to put a horror game in there.
Absolutely.
I don't know that it should be on this list of three because it could be absolute garbage.
I think,
but we'll see.
It had some like preview coverage in the last few weeks, and it was pretty positive. So I think people are pretty hyped.
Heck yeah! I also saw that it had coverage saying, "Yo, this game's gonna have some disturbing content, so play at your own risk."
I think it has like a content advisory warning at the beginning or something.
Yeah, but I love horror. I love the Silent Hill, the whole thing, the whole franchise, if that's even the word to use here.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. So
me too. I think the director of the game gave an interview last week or the week before, said that like one of their goals was this game was to make it feel very different to Silent Hill 2, so that they don't their series doesn't just feel like they're doing Silent Hill 2 over and over and over again. And that gave me like a bit of excitement, like, cool, you're doing something different. It's also in a different setting. It's like 1960s Japan or something.
Sounds awesome.
Looks cool. So I think that's a great choice.
Thank you.
Number three, Devin. My number three is Keeping Up the Horror Vibes.
Oh, really?
No, not really.
Oh.
And this is a baby horror for someone like David, but my number three is Hades 2, which has been in early access, I think, since the beginning of the year, maybe a little longer than that, but they just released I think what they're calling their pre-version 1.0 patch, and I think most people think version 1.0 is going to come out in September or October. So it's like imminent. I'm a little confused on which platforms it's releasing on. I think it was announced for like PlayStation and Xbox and Switch, but then like a press release or something came out saying that it was coming to Switch 2 before the others. So it might only be on Switch 2 for like a little bit of time. We'll see. That's what they did with the original Hades, and it didn't come to PlayStation for like a year. That would be a big bummer. There is a Switch 2 under the TV right now, though, so I mean, I'd probably just play it on there. But that, if I was them, I would do the exact same thing because there's idiots like me that want to play it on PlayStation with the trophies because I'm a trophy guy. But if they give it 3 months before they put it on PlayStation, I'll play it on the Switch and then buy it again because I'm a loser.
Oof.
And
I don't support that decision,
I don't
but
either.
I support your number 3 decision. Hades was so fun.
So good.
Their progression system was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
The little passive upgrade you'd get by going back to the mirror or whatever you would go talk to.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of cool,
Yummy.
the different weapons you unlocked were like all fun to try out and played very differently.
Yeah.
And then like just the fact that like the bosses and the enemies are like talking to you, and even though you're going through runs like repeating them, like the dialogue's always like progressing forward and they're referencing last time you were there. And graphics is just beautiful, has awesome music. I think the same music artist has done all of their music for Supergiant Games, I believe, and they have a very like distinct like visual art style as well. Game's just great, so I'm very excited for that one. I wonder, I did fall off Hades a little bit after I beat like the end game once, and I think if you beat him 10 times you like unlock the real ending. But it was just like, that's a lot.
It's very tedious. That's when I'm on YouTube. I'm like,
yeah,
Hades real ending.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do it 9 more times.
Yeah, exactly. But such a good one. So that's my number 3 is Hades 2.
I like that pick.
Yeah.
My number 2 is, what was it? Oh, I remember. Little Nightmares 3. Another
horror game.
This is light horror.
Yeah.
This is light horror with a friend. Which I don't know why Little Nightmares 1 and 2 are not co-op, but they're not.
Yeah, this will be a weird change with having it be co-op. Probably fun.
So good. I'm so excited for all the costumes and the little hidden things that they've thrown in these games. It's by a different maker, but I'm going to go into this believing that it's going to be fantastic. I have chosen not to research this too much, although I did watch like a little gameplay demo of this small section.
Yeah.
Just to get hyped.
Yeah, I love Little Nightmares.
Oh, yes.
Such a cool, creepy vibe. I remember playing the first one and like the dude with the arms that just like keeps extending. Like, it's just like, it's not like super scary, but it's creepy enough. You're like, run, little girl, run.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There were times where, just like you're saying, your heart rate gets up.
Is it the second one with the school teacher? Like you have to hide under the desk.
She was freaky. She's coming into the vents. You thought you were safe in the vents. Xenomorph school teacher in there. Yeah,
very fun. I'm excited for the co-op factor of this. I hope that it elevates the game and doesn't make it like worse. I hope they make it twice as long as the other ones.
I agree. Yeah, you can blast through those in a day if you really wanted to.
Yeah, which is fine with me. I'd like a short indie game, but it would be cool if it had just a little bit more content. They usually support those with like expansion, like a little bit after. But that's a great choice for number 2, Devin. My number 2, I talked about last week on the show. It comes out on Halloween, and I just played the demo last week, so you can check out the video of that on the YouTube channel. But Mina the Hollower from Yacht Club Games is the next game from the team that made Shovel Knight. And it has like a cool Castlevania vibe where you play as a Mina who's kind of like a mouse like character. And it kind of has like, I won't say Souls-like combat, but like if you die, you go back to a campfire and you can regain some of your health back. If you hit an enemy, you convert like their energy into, I think they called it karma, and then if you heal, you get to reheal that portion back. So you're healed. You can't just heal. Like it's not like a blood vial in Bloodborne that you can just always heal. You have to do damage to them in order for when you use the heal item, you have then built up the karma on your health bar to do so. That's a very cool touch.
That's
cool.
kind of like Hollow Knight. They reward risky behavior to gain heals. It's different, but it's similar.
Oh, that's right. You have to do some damage to get the soul. Or
Exactly.
Whatever. Yeah. Yep. Similar in that way. Very cool pixel art. I like their like design philosophy of we're going to commit as much as we can to using the same like graphical, color, and music limitations that the system we're trying to emulate had. I think this one is Game Boy Color, but make it like a more fleshed out and complete game. Shovel Knight was awesome, so I have very high expectations for that. So that's Mina the Hollower at my number 2.
And we are at the end.
We are.
My number 1, you guessed it, Borderlands 4.
Mm.
How can you not be excited about that game? If you've played any Borderlands, you know it's a good time. I saw one guy, he said the game's going to have over 400 billion weapons. Which, that's what they claimed in 3, and it didn't feel like there was 400 billion weapons. It was like, I've seen this before, but the stats were just slightly different.
Yeah, it's
with
either
a
like stats
slightly
or the
different name.
attachments are different, or like
Correct.
different spots or something.
But, not to bash on that mechanic. Borderlands 4 is going to be beautiful, I believe. I've seen some little things about the game. I think it's going to be huge. I plan on destroying the ever-living crap out of this video game for the entire duration. The whole thing smashed.
That's also a game focused on co-op.
Correct.
Kind of, pretty similar to Remnant in a way. And not quite as difficult, but
yeah. There's sometimes you get like this goated exotic weapon in Borderlands. You can run like through half the campaign with just that weapon because it's got some perk that's just making it so good.
Yeah.
So I hope that the weapon, like exotic or rare drops, are very low so that they seem rewarding and rare. And I hope the game's just more difficult. I want it to be hard. I want a boss to whip me 30 times so I can be humbled, and then I can win later.
You might have to start on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah. They did have mayhem levels in Borderlands 3, which was a cool touch. And if you ramped that all the way up to 11, holy...
Crazy.
Oh, you have your normal ad, and he's Jason Bourne. I'm dead serious, bro. Like, you ain't killing even one guy.
Okay. So it gets really crazy.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. It's wild.
Yeah, those are fun. I'm excited to try that one as well. All right, my number 1 is a game a long time in the making. And, I mean, this is very, like, slight confirmation, but they did say earlier this year, I think on Discord or something, that it would be out before holiday 2025. And that is Hollow Knight Silksong. Probably the video game I've been most anticipating for the longest time in my life, probably ever.
Honestly.
I remember playing the first Hollow Knight. I got it on my original Switch when I got that, to be honest, in 2000 and I think I got it Christmas of 2017. So I probably played Hollow Knight like early 2018. And man, I've never been more enraptured by like a Metroidvania game. So good. Even more than like old Castlevania games, which I still really love, but Hollow Knight's like in my top 3 top games of all time. So
it is so good.
Super, super pumped for this one. I really like Hornet. I hope the game is as deep and like surprising and long as the original Hollow Knight is. I feel like that was one of the surprising things was it was a $15 game, and man, there's just like you just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, and there's more and more bosses, and then there's like the Nightmare Troop, and then like the other like DLC pack that they had, and then you can like based on how much of the game you've completed, there's different endings, and different alternate like versions of the last boss you can fight and stuff. So good. So I hope that this one is on the same level. It's basically impossible shoes to fill, but I do like Hornet. I probably like her better than the Knight in Hollow Knight, but he's pretty cool too, to be honest. And it'll be a different vibe. I think instead of like going down deeper, like into Hollow Nest, you're like ascending up.
Ooh, we're gonna see some clouds.
So yeah, I don't. And
Instead of-
Hornet moves differently, and she has like that, like a thread mechanic, is kind of like her thing instead of the soul that like the Knight uses. So I wonder how different it's gonna feel to play. It seems like she is a bit more mobile, but so I don't know.
So
Super pumped.
excited. Your number one pick might be better than mine. I think it is.
It's all right. It can be your number 1.5 or
My
half.
zeros.
0.5. Yeah. So that's Hollow Knight Silksong, my most anticipated game of this fall and last fall and the fall before that and the fall before that probably. But it seems like this fall it is finally gonna come out. But I won't believe it until it's loaded on my device. So we'll see. But that's going to do it for our list of the games we're most excited for this fall of 2025. Today's August 16th. And so we've got Gamescom next week. And then September will be when Borderlands 4 is.
That's soon.
And
Super
then
soon.
October for Mina the Hollower. Hades 2 will be somewhere in there. Then hopefully we'll hear something about Metroid and Silksong. And what other ones did you say?
Little Nightmares.
Oh yeah, Little Nightmares 3 is in October, and Silent Hill F is in September. Is on September 25th, I think. So yours are kind of boom, boom, boom. September, and then October. It's gonna be a crazy couple
How
months.
How we gonna do it?
Oh, we'll figure out a way.